Dragon Ball Z is more than just a fighting anime. It's a story about surpassing limits, defying the odds, and of course, showing everyone just how absurdly strong the characters can be. Today, we're going to revisit the moments when they not only flex their strength, but also their unbreakable will. Get ready to feel inspired, surprised, and maybe even a little emotional. 9th, Toppo annihilating Frieza. Let's start with one of the most brutal moments in Dragon Ball Super, when Toppo simply destroyed Frieza like he was nothing. And the biggest insult. He nullified one of Frieza's attacks with something that looked like a tiny purple candy. Frieza, who had annihilated entire planets, was reduced to nothing by a mere flick of Toppo's fingers. If that's not humiliating, I don't know what is. And the worst part? Frieza still tried to fight back, but Toppo, already in his God of Destruction mode, simply ignored every attempt, making the defeat even more disgraceful. Toppo didn't just win. He made sure to humiliate Frieza every second of the fight. The villain, known for his cruelty and arrogance, was treated like a mere insect in the face of Toppo's absolute power. Every blow from the Universe 11 warrior seemed to carry a message. Frieza was never on the same level, and when Toppo finally unleashed his energy blast, Frieza was sent flying like a broken toy, with no chance of retaliating. 8th, Goku blocking Trunks' sword with 2 fingers. Remember when future Trunks appeared in the Android saga and showed us how badass he was by slicing Frieza into pieces? Well, when he finally met Goku and decided to test him, he tried attacking with his sword. And what did Goku do? Blocked everything with just 2 fingers. Not his whole hand, not a punch, just 2 fingers. Goku basically looked at Trunks and said, "Nice sword, but you don't need all that. Simply legendary." Trunks, who was used to seeing his blade cutting down enemies, had no choice but to admit that Goku was on a completely different level. And the most impressive part? Goku did it with complete ease, without even breaking a sweat. Trunks kept increasing the intensity of his strikes, trying to force Goku to react, but nothing worked. Every attack was blocked with the same calmness, as if Goku was just playing around. And when Trunks finally gave up, Goku even smiled and praised his strength, making it clear that he recognized the young Saiyan's potential. It was a simple moment, but one that highlighted the absurd difference between them and reinforced how monstrous Goku had become since his last fight against Frieza. 7th, Vegeta doesn't even move against Pui Pui now, a classic moment of Vegeta's arrogance. When he faces an enemy who believes he has the advantage because they're fighting in an environment with 10 times Earth's gravity, Vegeta doesn't move an inch. Why? Because this is the same Vegeta who trained under 400 times Earth's gravity. The result? 1 hit, and Pui Pui is done. 0 effort, 0 sweat, just a nice try. And Vegeta's smirk at the end? A slap in the face for anyone who thought they had a chance. And the best part was Vegeta's unwavering confidence throughout the fight. He didn't even need to transform into a Super Saiyan or put in the slightest effort. While Pui Pui bragged about his supposed advantage, Vegeta just stood there, arms crossed, waiting for the right moment to end the charade. When he finally decided to act, it took mere seconds, a precise attack, no exaggeration, just to show who was really in control. It was one of those classic moments where Vegeta proves that his arrogance is always justified, at least when dealing with irrelevant enemies. 6th, Goku toying with Berta and Jace. The Ginyu Force was known for their speed, and Berta proclaimed himself the fastest being in the universe. But then Goku arrives and completely humiliates him and Jace without even trying. He dodges their attacks effortlessly while they grow increasingly desperate. Goku didn't just win, he played with his opponents, a masterclass in superiority. And if that wasn't enough, he even snatched the Dragon Balls right in front of them, like grabbing a snack from the fridge. And the funniest part? Goku actually tried to give them a lesson in humility. While Berta and Jace refused to believe what was happening, Goku just stood there, completely calm, as if saying, "You guys really think you're fast?" He moved so naturally it looked like he was taking a leisurely stroll, while his opponents struggled to keep up. In the end, Berta, who once boasted about his speed, lay defeated on the ground, completely outclassed. It was the perfect moment to show that Goku had already reached a whole new level. 5th, Super Saiyan 2, Gohan humiliates. Cell-few scenes are as satisfying as watching Gohan explode in fury, achieve Super Saiyan 2, and destroy Cell. After spending the entire saga being underestimated, he finally unleashes his full power, and Cell simply stands no chance. The best part? He doesn't just win, he humiliates Cell in the process. With just a single look, Gohan already made it clear that the fight was over before it even began. And when he finally attacked, It was a total massacre. Gohan moved at an absurd speed, dodging every one of Cell's strikes as if he were dealing with a child. Every punch and kick was precise, with no wasted movement, just pure domination. And Gohan's cold stare, no mercy, no hesitation, just the certainty that Cell was nothing more than an obstacle to be crushed. The villain, who once considered himself the embodiment of perfection, now found himself completely powerless. The ultimate humiliation came when Gohan started fighting with just one hand, proving that he didn't even need to use his full strength to annihilate the enemy who had terrorized Earth. Fourth, Trunks slicing up Frieza, and King Cold another incredible. Future Trunks' moment was when he faced Frieza and King Cold. Frieza had returned even stronger, ready for revenge, but Trunks sliced him into pieces in mere seconds, and when King Cold tried to grab his sword, thinking the weapon was the source of Trunks' power, the Saiyan made quick work of him too. This moment was a clear statement. You may be the emperor of the universe, but I am far stronger. The best part was Trunks' absolute composure throughout the fight. While Frieza gave his usual villainous speech, believing himself to be invincible, Trunks didn't even bother to listen. He simply transformed into a Super Saiyan and ended the battle before it even began. Frieza, who had given Goku so much trouble, was reduced to nothing in mere seconds. And King Cold? He thought the sword was the key to Trunks' power, only to be effortlessly eliminated. In the end, Trunks didn't just win, he sent a clear message. This was a new era, and the villains of the past were no longer a threat. Third, Jiren deflects Goku's spirit bomb now. One of the coldest moments in Dragon Ball Super. Goku gathered energy from everyone to launch the spirit bomb at Jiren, an attack that usually serves as the final blow against powerful villains. But Jiren? He simply pushed it back without any effort. This moment proved that Jiren was far beyond anything Goku had ever faced. And as if that wasn't enough, he didn't even move from his spot while doing it. And Jiren's expression throughout the scene? Absolute calm, no emotion. While Goku struggled to keep the attack going, giving it everything he had, Jiren didn't even seem bothered. He simply raised his hand slowly and started sending the spirit bomb back, as if it were just a light exercise. It was a moment of pure despair for everyone watching, because if Goku's strongest attack had no effect, what could possibly defeat Jiren? This scene made it clear that, at that moment, he was the supreme warrior of the Tournament of Power, and Goku would need much more than sheer willpower to overcome him. Second, Beerus destroying half a planet with a tap. If you're a god of destruction, you need to prove that you live up to the title. And Beerus did it in the most casual way possible, by tapping a table and destroying half a planet. Now that's terrifying. The message was clear. If a simple tap caused that much damage, imagine a serious attack. And the scariest part? Beerus did it without even changing his expression, as if he were just brushing away crumbs. The planet's inhabitants didn't even have time to react, before half their world simply ceased to exist. It was a brutal reminder that for a god of destruction, wiping out entire civilizations was as easy as breathing. While mortals trained for years to reach new levels of power, Beerus showed that his absolute dominance over destruction required no effort at all. A single tap was enough to make it clear that he was on an entirely different level, and that testing his patience was never a good idea. First, Zeno erasing Zamasu from existence, and to wrap things up, the ultimate flex. Zamasu thought he was invincible, that no one could stop him, until Zeno appeared. And in the blink of an eye, he erased Zamasu and his entire reality from existence. If there is such a thing as absolute power, it belongs to Zeno. No explosions, no battle, no effort, just a divine snap of the fingers. And the most incredible part? Zeno did it with the same innocence as a child playing. While Zamasu spread across the universe, laughing as if he had already won, Zeno simply looked at everything and decided he didn't like it. Without hesitation, he erased not just Zamasu, but the entire timeline where he existed. It was a moment of pure divine authority, proving that no matter how powerful or immortal someone might think they are, in the presence of Zeno, nothing matters. A single gesture, and everything was gone. The greatest display of absolute power in all of Dragon Ball history. These were some of the most insane moments in Dragon Ball Z and Super. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Which of these moments is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. See you next time.